Today on Toy Domination, we're not talking about water heaters. We're going to talk about G.I. Joe Classified and whether you love them or hate them. Because honestly, I feel like it's a very bipolar line if you're going to collect this. Hey, what's up? I'm Dom, and I'm joined by my favorite co-host.
I'm Joe. Hey, guys.
Joe, who do we have today? Who's joining us?
So many people.
Yeah, great.
We've got Red Toys Galaxy. We've got Aaron's Paint Toys samples. We have Dreadnought Ryan from the Island Misfit Toys. And we have Mac.
Hey, what's up? Guys, thanks so much for coming on here. We've been kind of chewing on this topic for a long time now because, Joe hates this line, so he wanted a chance to go rant about it. So I was like, man, let's get some people in here. And we just, with holidays and everything, it was a hard time to fit in. So finally, we're like, hey, first show came out of the holiday block. Let's talk about some classified. So thanks, everyone, for jumping in here. And I'm Joe, can you hit the music? And I'm going to address the chat really quick. Sure. And then we're going to start talking about what you guys are doing. So what's up, Beta Ray Bob? How's it going, man? I saw, so by the way, Zazel changed his handle now. It's now Zazel's Clubhouse and not Slaughter Slaughterhouse. So I think that's pretty cool. Pretty neat.
Probably wise to expand his niche audience.
Well, I missed the first stream he had with Adam. They were talking about Voltron, and I was like, man, I missed it because, with life and stuff. Task Force, Figures and Games, Timbo Toys. Ooh, I just ordered something from Timbo Toys, and I can't wait for it to show up here. It's going to be one of my What You Gots in the future. Starboy Station, what's going on? Pirates. So Pirates just started, everyone's streaming nowadays, right? Pirates just started a Whip Wednesdays with Lord of Thane, who's an awesome photographer. So they showcase some of the stuff they've been working on. It's pretty cool. I'm still watching through it, so check it out. I just did Battery Bob. Razpaz, man, every time. PLM 22112 or Palm 2212. I don't know. Adam, who couldn't join us with today, but another classified fan. There he is. There's Zazel's. And man, Bjorn, you're falling behind. Steve already beat you with the Maybe Lock in there, but I'm so glad
so many people.
Also, he's got these cool little Transformers. Hey, Bjorn, send me a picture of one of those so we can show it for What You Got for next time. So, all right, there's more. Hans Chow kicks in door, raise his hand, drop your drinks. It's go time, and then it's still filling up here. Fat Red Foo, who I just started following. Okay, we're gonna stop there because this is continuing to grow. Thanks everyone who's jumping in here. Thanks so much. Let's start. I haven't heard from. I'm gonna go weird here. I'm gonna go center. Ryan, what do you got going on with your channel, right quick? So before we start talking about classified, what's something you want to push? Something you want to talk about?
Oh man, you had to ask the hard question right off the bat. So,
what's your name? Let's just go. What's your name? We'll start low.
My name is Dreadnought Ryan.
There you go.
I like the Dreadnoughts, like turtles.
Perfect.
I'm actually working on. I'm going to borrow an idea from Foosh Robo, some Playdate, just some 3D printed stuff that I picked up, and then some other toys. So I'll probably start filming that this weekend, and then hopefully have that posted by Sunday.
You did some really good gridiron videos like that were really enjoyable. I remember you. I can't remember the jetpack landing pad, not the jump set, but those are really cool. You should absolutely do those. I enjoyed this a lot.
Yeah, I just got a couple of those items from Gridiron, so they'll be included in the video as well.
That's awesome, man. And let's play popcorn. So you pick someone, Ryan.
Let's go with Rad Toys Galaxy.
Oh, geez.
Nice.
So, yeah, I'm sure everybody's familiar in the chat. It looks like a lot of the same people. But, WMC every Friday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Over on my channel, we're changing up a little bit. We had one of our co-hosts leave the show, so we're kind of reformatting a bit, going into other branches, doing 1/12, maybe do some cosplay stuff, just kind of general nerdy stuff. And I also have a new show.
Doesn't sound like you at all.
Yeah. I got a new show coming at the end of the month, which is going to be it's kind of a sci-fi conversation show and kind of delve into the news, a little bit of toys, a little bit of movies, a little bit of pop culture and stuff. So yeah, I've definitely got a full plate.
That is awesome. So I haven't caught your 1/12 show yet. I it's something with my algorithm. It just doesn't pop in there. It doesn't notify me I sub to it. So I don't know. Just share it to me next time, or just.
Well, that was another where when Zilla was stepping away from the show, so that was more his show. So I don't know what.
Okay.
The Toy Squad thing's kind of in limbo right now. We'll figure it out. But as far as like WMC is going to carry on, I've got other shows coming out, and
awesome
project I'm going to announce on the show tomorrow night, which I've already talked to Mom a little bit about.
I'm excited for your OnlyFans. It's going to be exciting. Rad, go ahead and choose one of the other.
He's not announcing it till tomorrow, Dom.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, man. Let's go with Payne's Toy Samples.
Oh, joy. You're going with me. Oh. Okay, well, this ought to be quick. Now, tomorrow night, I've got my weekly toy therapy. I'm doing, this week is actually a creative week. So me and Eldor, who's known as Masterversal Toy Hunter, he's going to be joining me. I'm working on my next dio. It'll be, it's going to be a snow dio. I've got pieces and bits for it, you know, a retrofitted 3D print part, and then
here, let me blow you up.
Hasbro.
I see.
Oh wow, that's really cool. Very cool.
Mm-hmm. Me playing around. This is my Frankenstein stuff.
Yeah.
You know, I get to play Frankenstein for a little while when I played with my 3D printer stuff. So I'm doing that dial with him, and then Saturday night I'll be hanging out on Oz's channel.
Oh, Oz, man, I haven't talked to Oz in forever too. Another really good dude, man. Hi, Joe, your soulmate's in the chat now. Adam, you're not late, and we were just talking about your new show with Voltron, one with Zazel.
Yeah,
I missed it, but I did catch your awesome Voltron reconstruction video. So
I did see that as well. I also saw this really awesome show that Adam guest starred on as a judge.
That was biased.
The top 10 toys of the year. You know what I mean?
Oh, there it is. Oh, in my face, rubbing it in my face. Mm-hmm. That's good, man. All right, well, let's
2 years running now.
Let's transition to Mac. Let's talk to Mac here.
With it actually being the anniversary year for G.I. Joe, I'm going to be doing a lot of G.I. Joe focused stuff for at least the first half of the year. What that's going to look like, I haven't quite figured out yet, but I have a long love-hate relationship with G.I. Joe going back to the 70s.
Nice.
Man, you have a great radio voice. What a smooth and even keel that was. I was like
I have a great
I'm ready to listen to some smooth jazz and just like lay back. I
have a great face for radio too.
No, great. Yeah, no. I was like, my anxiety was like instantly, I'm like, I'm at ease right now. Tell me more about your love hate. So what's up? We got Nebula Nexus, excited for Toy Domination. Yeah, we are too. And then Digital Diarrhea, who you became one of my favorite handles, other than the Wheels of Doom, who I miss seeing that guy pop in the chat here. So awesome. Okay. Hey, so I do want to give a shout out. We put the links in the description. I remember this time, Rad. I got to add yours afterwards because we
no, it's in there. I got it.
You got it? Okay, thanks so much.
Oh, look at that.
All of their channels are in the description.
There you go.
Goes on the top of it.
Joe's doing cleanup. So hey, make sure you guys check out these guys' these guys' contents. As you can see, not only are they collectors, but they all have some sort of like creative angle they're introducing into their collecting too. So with that love hate, let's go ahead and transition to the topic for tonight. Okay, cat's out of the bag. All of you like G.I. Joe Classified, right? Like, yeah, okay. So there's a reason why I pulled in here. But let me ask you right now, and this is gonna be the starting question. Right now, if Hasbro was like, hey, we're producing a 3.75 line along with G.I. Joe Classified, would you still stay with Classified and divide your spending? Or would you have to go with one? And which one would you choose? And any of you can jump in first.
For me, I would stick with the 6-inch. I don't really need the 3.75. I do have some 25th, 50th, 30th anniversary Pursuit of Cobra figures. Those are just the ones that I had as a kid in different form, in the more modern form. But I don't need the 3.75 anymore. It's kind of the scale that I've grown out of because I get it. There's a lot of people that love it, but it's just not something that I need. It hasn't really been there, done that kind of situation for me.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I kind of got an interest like for the 3. I used to have I used to world build with GI Joe the 3.75. I had the flag, and like you go back in my channel, look at my older videos, and it's a huge setup. It's ridiculous. One day I just walked into my basement and I looked at it, and it's like, there's 3 inches of dust on my GI Joes, and everything else is like, I purged it. I had to get rid of it all. But when I saw the classified line come out, I got into it really late. So I missed I missed a lot of the key figures, which I've gone back and got now. But for me, it's just, it kind of rejuvenated GI Joe for me. I was so just burned out on the 3.75 Joes. Like I don't think I could ever go back to the 3.75s ever.
So let me address the chat really quick here before we do the next person's answer. So you've got adults grow out of 3.75. I never have. 3.75 all the way. I'm confused. What's a G.I. Joseph? And then you've got I'm getting the High lines. I completely forgot about them.
Really, I really wish it was easier to get.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
And then
looks great.
He does. So I thought so too. People bag that for the design. No floppy legs or jumbo Joes for me.
I like things when they're different. You can do something where you kind of stretch it a little bit and give us a different look. And I would love if they do that with the basic classified.
For
the retro line.
Wait. That's the next question. Hold that thought because I want to dive into that more too. So, all right. So we've got Pains. He's going to stick with it. Rad, you've already transitioned and purged. What about everybody else?
I can't go back to 3.75. I had the flag. I had the Terrordrome. I had the Defiant. I had almost like the complete collection, from the beginning up to 88. And now I don't anymore. And I can't, it's too heartbreaking to go back and try and start rebuilding that collection. So actually, when Classified came out, Classified's actually what got me back into action figure collecting.
Wow. Okay.
Interesting.
And then Ryan or Joe?
Go ahead, Ryan.
I think that Hasbro has told the story of 3.75 G.I. Joe. We had it for 12 years. There's not many figures that they could really bring out just to fill in some collections of folks who still collect the O-rings. I think the evolution of it is Delta 17. It's Grindstone Toys. It's Operation Recall. You're going to get new figures, new stories to continue your world building and new opportunities for vehicles. For me, Classified is the new story of G.I. Joe. It's the new interpretation. It's moving out of the 80s into, the 2020s. And I sold off all of my 4-inch and pretty much all my O-ring stuff to get into Classified because I knew that this will be the future of it for at least a little while. We are getting Haya, so that's a nice, continuation. But now we've got
possible Super 7, I guess.
Yeah,
bring the O-ring back.
And Super 7 is probably going to bring out those figures, that all of the true, the hardcore O-ring collectors have really been asking for a while. So,
and probably I would assume that they're going to skew more cartoon style, probably too. Yeah, just the way they've been doing things, but
cartoon and obscure, I think, is where I'm going to go.
And if I still had my 3.75 line, there's stuff that Super 7 has put out that I would have gotten. I absolutely would have gotten that
to fill holes. I
absolutely would have gotten that Snake Eyes and Quinn set, the
old man on the sled. Yeah. I almost bought that, and I hate 5 Point.
I totally,
I kind of want that.
I totally would have gone in on the mothership if I still had my 3.75 stuff.
But seriously, Mac, it's like ASMR listening to you talk. I don't know what's going on. Is it your mic? Is it?
He's got that. It's right next to
It's right there too. It's just like, hey, I'm just gonna let you go to sleep softly here. I'm gonna talk about nice things. I'm like,
don't worry about that. It's just 3.75.
Hans Chow, I'm never going retro figures again. Now I'm gargling with words of salt and regret up to my waist in 1.8. Yes, exactly. So Hans was back. And then Joe, you and I bonded our friendship over
Mhm.
3.75,
Mhm.
high school, getting people's collections. Like my collection is twice yours, if not more.
Easy.
And your collection is pretty big, and you
It's
don't
very,
ever.
it's very big.
So what? So and you're.
I
pretty
think that's
deep
the
in
point. I
classified
don't
too.
need more. So for me,
Mm.
I'm just like, I know, like, so if O-Ring came out, or well, we said 3.75. We didn't really clarify. I would prefer.
I left it open.
Yeah, I would prefer the 25th or the 50th anniversary styles. Like, I like those more. But like, just the modern figure, I don't get me wrong. O-rings are great and everything, and I think the versatility of like that waist joint is unparalleled. But if they brought that back, I would honestly. I'd probably just army build, like I'd be like, oh, Lieutenant Falcons, and I'll just get 100 of those, and like I would just like army build dudes in green camo and Vipers and stuff. I probably wouldn't be like, I need Snake Eyes and Duke and Roadblock, and like I wouldn't do that at all. But I would definitely probably buy some. I just wouldn't. I don't think I would be collecting it the way I'm collecting classified in the slightest. But
like Bjorn says, Marauders articulation. So my only problem with the modern ones was they're so inconsistent. Like Vipers couldn't hold their weapons, and like
that was the problem
all over the
with.
place. Like,
however, like if it was like Marauders where it was very standardized, I would love it,
yeah.
But like you're right. That was the worst part about those, because every figure could be. It's like a flip of a coin whether they could hold their rifle or not, and then stuff like that. But,
Roadblock came with like a huge open sea.
yeah, just the the weird hands and they're just like, just make the hands all universal. Like, I don't know what you're doing.
So for me, I actually am opposite of all you all. Like Joe got into this line, I saw Classified coming out. I was like, these are cool. I got the first ones off the shelf. I was super impressed by them. Like, they're really cool. Like, objectively, they are great toys, especially at the price point. Like, I know people complain about that, but I'm like, these are really good, man. Especially when you look at some, like you could say this one's
I think the only complaints about the price is like higher priced ones like Chuckles that don't quote unquote come with a lot of things.
Hey, what's up,
I
buddy?
think that's
Thanks
the
for
only.
playing.
Most people don't complain about the $24.99 price.
So for me though,
Joe,
like
these are Joe fans. We complain about everything.
Anything,
Unless they're $1.99.
I'm just saying, in terms of G.I. Joe, what you get in the package versus like a Black Series or Marvel Legends is way more accessories and way more stuff. Like because they don't have to pay a license fee, so like they probably give that that savings comes back on us in terms of like how many weapons they come with and all the stuff they get. But,
I saw people on that same vein.
You're right.
All
Everyone
those packs went to Ross. People are complaining that they're going on clearance. I was like, guys, there is no.
What's wrong with them?
Because they were like, oh, look, I should have spent my money before. I'm like,
they don't care. They're just gonna pump the plastic out, and whatever we buy, it's not going anywhere.
But for me, so I've actually I went through the line. I was cherry picking, and then it was when I got Shipwreck in hand, who is probably one in rock and roll, like hands down, like incredible.
Some of the best ones. Yeah,
I was like, I think I'm good with this line, and I started pivoting towards more 4-inch figures. Like immediately,
you were never
like,
really in all the way though. So part of it for me is I had done DC Classics and I had done Marvel Legends with Toy Biz, and I had like amassed these huge collections, and I had all the teams and I had all this stuff, and then eventually I was like, I'm kind of done with it. Like, and I started selling them off slowly and going more, getting more stuff for Domini's like 375 game and stuff like that. And I kind of shifted away from that a long time ago, and they were just collecting dust on shelves. And aside from like Mezcos and really higher end 6-inch like superhero toys, I haven't really like gotten back into that. So for me, G.I. Joe Classified was just like, oh yeah, a toy line that I want to get, again, like it reinvigorated my like love of 6-inch toys. Like, whereas like Marvel and DC had kind of dropped off for me, and I hadn't really been getting those for a long time. And I'd never really gotten into the Star Wars in terms of 6-inch. So that wasn't like a thing.
So you're all cemented. I'm the outlier here. I don't hate the line, so I'm the outlier here. So it's all cemented. You guys have stated you're going to go towards that line or committed to it. What is that appeal though? Like, some of you have said, well, I looked at my old collection and I had dust in it, and I sold it, I purged, I won't go back. But why stick with the 6-inch? Like, what is the appeal to Classified?
For me, it's more of I get to play with a little more
go ahead,
toys.
Ryan.
I get to create a little more universe for me.
Yeah.
Scaling and creating a universe for 4-inch figures is a heck of a lot harder than 6-inch figures, because it's 1 inch for 1 foot at 1/12.
Oh,
so
interesting.
it's a lot easier to design things and sculpt things and move things, and it creates a little more opportunities for me. But that's just me knowing that in the back of my head.
That's incredible. I would have assumed world building. I mean, I feel like world building is way easier for a 4-inch figure, like just in terms of
it is, but as far as
scale, like you can have a vehicle.
Those other things, it's a lot more. You have to be a little more consistent with it than. You can
okay, fair enough.
A little
Yeah,
bit more 6-inch.
I mean, me and Dom's collection of buildings vastly for 4-inch figures vastly outweighs what we've built for larger figures.
Oh, there we go.
Go ahead,
trying to make sure. Then Ryan was trying to go.
Yeah, Ryan, you were trying to say something.
Yeah.
It's the detail in the figures compared to figures. You can do more with a 6-inch figure than you can with a 4-inch figure. It's just simply the size. So as 10-year-old me sees this range Viper on the shelves compared to an O-ring, this is gonna kick the O-ring's butt every single day just because it looks cooler.
So wait, you say 10-inch you would choose a 6-inch over 4-inch? Man, huh? Okay, all right, 10-year-old, not 10-inch you. My bad. I was like, miniaturized Ryan.
Wasn't that supposed to wait for After Dark? I'm just asking.
Yeah, I was like, is this an After Dark question or?
This is getting really hypothetical.
How old were you at 10 inches? Fetus?
And I'm done. That's interesting because my 6-year-old likes smaller figures with his hands, and I wonder if anybody like, dude, I've got big old mitts now. I need a bigger figure, right? So I wonder if that would play into this too. But we haven't heard from everyone. So who else? Mac, you look like you're itching to go there.
Well, you mentioned the hands, and like one of the things that I've always felt, and there's no way to say this without it sounding innuendo.
Here we go.
No, like a 6-inch figure in my hand now
Go ahead.
has like it's like the same proportions and the same feel as like the 3 3/4.
Yeah, no, I get that completely. That makes complete sense to me.
Yeah,
I'm the same way, and I'm interested when my children play with it because, like, since the His Tank even more, like my kids are like, let's play with that thing because it's like a play set to them. So they're using all of the G.I. Joes way more frequently recently since the His Tank came out. But one of the things I've found interesting is that like they don't care that they're big. Like that doesn't seem to bother them at all. Whereas like when I was a kid, I was like, I like the toys to be smaller and put them into like fit into vehicles and play sets way easier, kind of, or more simply, kind of like a He-Man figure or a classic O-ring G.I. Joe kind of thing. Yeah. So it's interesting that they don't seem to care. That there's guns falling off them and backpacks and stuff while they're playing with them.
So Zazel, you and I are on the same page with this. I don't care about the plastic. I like all the cardboard, and I keep the art. It's gorgeous. So I'm on the same page with you there. So I
have to agree with Zazel on that. I'm kind of disappointed going back to the plastic packaging, and I didn't think I would be, but just like the artwork on the outside of the Joe cardboard packaging.
For me, I'd much rather the paper packaging.
Right. I mean, they got it right in doing that plastic-free packaging. Of all the brands that Hasbro had that was in that plastic-free packaging.
Oh yeah, man, I agree.
Plastify got it right. They did it the right way.
The Foot Locker things were cool with the weapons, and then
I love.
Oh man, and getting accessories out of that plastic. Like I just got Mutton Junkyard in the mail, and I'm like, oh my god, and like popping all the hands out, and I was like, this is so annoying. Whereas like the plastic-free, you just cut that little bag open or tear it open and pour it out. And you're like, hey, all my stuff. Like it was so easy. Oh, I hate the plastic packaging.
I haven't heard from you in a while, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for this line, hands down, I have to agree. It was a detail because you do. I get some hate for this one, but some of the old 3 3/4 ones just look a little derpy. Like they just have that kind of goofy look on their face. And I love with Classified that 99% of their accessories bolster or fit in somewhere on the actual figure itself.
Yes, awesome.
And then too,
there's very few that don't.
Yeah, I mainly pulled the trigger on G.I. Joe because I collected Marvel Legends and I just finished with the line. I was like, I don't need anything else with this. And my first figure I picked up was the Tiger Force Bazooka. And he was like my favorite figure as a kid. And that got me hooked right away.
If that's for me, just tell him I'll come back.
Yeah, sorry.
But I think it was grabbing your favorite figure as a kid in that classified form that just really like Okay, I'm all in. I'm 100% in on this line.
Yeah, a huge chunk of it's nostalgia for sure. But like,
Oh,
I also really enjoy the newer style. The reimaginings of some. So now that it's gotten closer to like the classic '80s figure, just scaled up, I'm like less in love with it, sort of. But I still love it all. But like, I'm still buying it all. But at the same time, I'm like, it'd been cool if there was like a little bit more of the redesign in there.
And that's
I'm waiting.
that's
also
where
for
Aaron.
new
Yeah, there you go.
characters.
Go ahead, Aaron. Sorry.
What'd
More
you say,
new
Aaron?
characters. Give me
Yeah.
some more new guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Let's
man,
do, like,
slept on
4
figure of the year is
classics and
Shooter.
one new
She's
guy
fantastic.
every round, and I'll be happy.
Yeah,
You don't
yeah.
have to do retreads for all 5, right? I mean,
Mhm.
give it some new variety, some new blood.
I like that Jungle Tracker, and Helix is
Yeah,
good.
Shadow Tracker is cool. Yeah, he looks. She's a newer character.
They came out.
Shooter is like literally invented for the line though. Like
Yeah,
that's
she came
never had
out.
a-
Oh yeah, for sure. I want to get that one, but
Ryan's got
Yeah.
yes.
20.
I was going to
Yeah.
say the mole rats. I almost jumped back in
Yeah.
just to get those. Go ahead, Ryan. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
This like the glow in the dark feature with the black light and just how silly and stupid he is. This is like one of my favorite Cobra figures just because
Yes.
it is so different and he's new. And
Yeah.
so is Wolf Spider. So
Yeah, Wolf Spider is a cool one too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like so again. I was like, I'm out, and I saw those. I'm like, no, Yeah.
Zombie
It was
scientist
so
guys.
cool. Yeah,
I immediately just like put them with Dr. Mindbender and they have a little
Yeah.
lab going on. I'm just like, I mean, it's just fun. Just fun. That's just fun.
Just a reminder. Hold on. Just a reminder, all our members. After dark. After this, it's where we can do all the cussing. Not all the cussing. Most of the cussing. Those are for members and Patreon. So hey, what's up, Jeff?
All the cussing.
Almost all the cussing. So yeah, more animals. Hasbro's been killing with this line with the animals. And then hold on, let me just jump back in before we keep going to a couple more of the panelists here. So I saw this one that stood out. Eagle Force and Acid Rain are driving my train.
You know, I agree, man. Those toys are awesome.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of that's the kind of style I want out of a 4-inch figure these days. Like I don't want a new O-ring line, you know, like at the end of the day. Like if it happened, I would buy some of the, like I said, I would army build some of them, but I wouldn't, it's not like I'm going like a full back in on collecting that style again.
So I'm biased because we know Ken and Steve. I actually really like those Delta 17 figures. Like that's the only review I did was the Troop Builders, and I really like those green guys. They're cool. They're modern. They're a new take on it. Like they fit in with a world building. I was like, I love these Troop Builders.
The visor thing that snaps into the backpack, I'm like, come on, no brainer. It's a no brainer.
That's a really good one. Yep. So jump on the high figures. You brought this up earlier, like the rarity of getting these two, and I think talking to Aaron and Joe's points of like a retelling or a revamping these characters too. Like High is kind of taking some liberties with the
they're almost straight up doing the classified version in a 4-inch scale, except for the Trooper that just came out that has like crazy armor on and stuff. And I was like, "Ooh, that looks awesome!" Like, you know, like there's certain stuff that I'm just like, "Oh man, I wish that was like way easier to get."
And same thing here. So Haya, too rare, and Sigma class, but that's how I saw my imagination back in the day, and that's kind of what we filled in, right? Those, Brad, you said like those guys were kind of goofy or wonky or whatever your Canadian term was for it. But you're right. Like you look at those now, and you're just like, man, these are some fugly dudes, man. But our imaginations, you know, ran
that is
wild
one
when
thing that, like,
yeah.
if they did have higher quality like face sculpts and it was like kind of difference, and that's one of the things the 25th and the 50th did right. I think, you know, like kind of like the faces were a little better, like a little like, you know, less like that full sculpt of the bald neck going into the O-ring body was kind of like always had like there was no jawline sometimes, and I don't know, they just looked odd, you know. But when it's a head being snapped onto a ball, like, you know, I think it looked better, you know, kind of thing with the newer lines.
I lost track. So hey, Jeff Morris, I didn't start to say hi to you. Thanks for jumping here too. Did we leave off with someone not finishing on the last topic? I completely.
I don't know, Rad. Did you finish what you were going to say?
Oh yeah, I think I pretty much just agreeing with everybody else.
Okay.
Oh well, that's good. Just get along with everybody. What? So I really liked when Classified came out and everyone dogged them, calling them Nerf guns or like too stupid. I liked all the cool.
I liked it too.
Sci-fi ad stuff to it.
Everyone
You know, like-
ripping on Roadblock's gun, and I was just like, he's got a real gun. It's awesome. What's wrong with you?
I really like this space gun, man. I think it's awesome.
I liked it. Cool. I mean, I don't get me wrong. I love the Gatling gun stuff too. But it's just like that was a cool gun. Like, I don't understand what the problem was.
Well, so for you guys, what is it? The nostalgia pull, or is it just like a cool 6-inch figure that's really well detailed, like you described? Like, what's the bigger pull there for you,
Mac?
Well,
Ryan?
it was like I said, like I had that collection, and now I don't have that anymore. And the draw to even collecting these was just that, like, I knew I was never going to get that old collection back. One, I wouldn't have the time, I wouldn't have the money, and just even trying to find everything would be ridiculous, especially the flag. But like when Classified came out, like it reinvigorated that excitement in the line. It's like I can start all over again. So like honestly, when it came out, it could have been 3 3/4, and I probably would have jumped on that too, just because I could start building the collection again. It wasn't so much that it was a 6-inch figure; it was just that it was G.I. Joe was back on the shelf.
Yeah. Ray's talking about the little communication device they have on all of and they still do that. Like Shockwave just came out and he's got one on his desk. So it's like they don't even when it's like just a straight up redo of the 80s figure, they tend to at least have that or something kind of going on to be like, this is Classified and not just a redo. But
the last live stream they had when they brought out the retro cards, they said retro cards are going to be the 80s versions of all of these figures, and I think that gives them the ability to classify some of the figures and then still keep the vintage stuff out there for collectors too. So it gives the best of both worlds.
How do you guys feel about that retro line?
For me, I can avoid it just because I'm not looking to redo G.I. Joe again. I want a different take on it. And I love like all the great little details. Like Cover Girl's got like a little cell phone and a hole.
Oh, I love that thing. Yeah. It's awesome.
And I can see why people would want to line them up on their wall in the package. Hey, it's a bigger version of Gung Ho and blah blah blah. But for me, I think that's why I like the Tiger Force Flint better than the original Flint too, is because it's just a completely different sort of take on that figure. For me, it's different. Like that's what I like about it. Even Shipwreck, who looks like Shipwreck, there's just he's got the big rope and the extra details, and it's just a lot.
And that like hair, that amazing hair. Oh my god, I want that hair so bad.
Oh man.
I think Shipwreck is great. I also and aside from how great his hair looks, I love that they gave him hair because like, what if you don't want the sailor hat all the time, kind of thing. Like it's kind of cool that they're like, hey, just so you don't have to have that on all the time.
And Adam, yes, I also did not like that Scarlet, but I also hated the original Scarlet too. She's wearing like a weird leotard. She just came out of gymnastics class. Yeah.
That being said, Scarlet was the only redeco of that first 4 that I got. So like they came out with like the dulled down colors versions of them, like less gold armor and like more and less like neon blue like highlights everywhere, and that was Scarlet was the only one that I was like, oh, I'm gonna get that one just because her face sculpt had like just in those iterations had gotten like not the sculpt but the paint work had gotten so much better, and I was like, oh, I really want that head. So I was like, here, daughter, have this other Scarlet. But so I have the darker version on my like in my team setup kind of thing. But yeah, she's not the best Scarlet in the world, but I mean it's a good version of her. I don't know.
I misunderstood. I stand by what I said, though, Adam. I stand by it. And then for you all in the chat, I'll get to you. For you all in the chat, keep sounding off here. We want to know your love hate too.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I love being able to like
tell us what you despise and love.
Go ahead. Sorry, I cut somebody off.
No, for me, the retro line is a good way to get those people that want just the retro style figures in their hands. For me, I want them for the cards.
Yeah.
Figures go on the wall. It looks great. That's all it's there for.
Okay. There you go.
Now, can I wait till they go to clearance? Probably.
Okay.
It's not I have to have that version because that's the version I had when I was 10.
Well, that's why I
So-
like the exclusives being the sublines, right? Like Tiger Force goes to Target,
Yeah.
however it is. So you don't have to, you don't miss out on main bazooka. You just didn't get the stripey one. I was like, oh, I really like that. And everyone from conversation over the last year, everyone seems to have like their favorite subline as a kid too. So maybe that might hurt some people, but not everybody. So I feel you on the retro thing in that aspect.
But I think too, we've got to admit it's gotten a lot easier to get some of those exclusives than what it used to be. I mean,
Yeah.
knocking on wood, all my Walmart orders have shipped, so I haven't had that issue. And then Target's been real easy to get those figures as well too, because even they're keeping them up longer. So, but yeah, I agree that keeping the sub teams at the like a Walmart or a Target is the best way to allow collectors to choose what they want.
I still need another Big Ben, but
Another Big Ben?
get there. Yeah,
the one that came out tonight for Tom.
That's right. Oh, but Shockwave was an exclusive. No, he was Hasbro. Okay.
No, Shockwave's regular. Yeah.
Okay. Love classified figures. Look, don't get me wrong. 16 of them amazing. It's just the size. Okay. I'd be happy for it to bang. Yes. Going straight. See, I love Zazel's love for like the camp of G.I. Joe. You know what I mean?
I mean, that's part of it. That's part of it for me. I mean, Dr. Mindbender in all
there you go.
shapes and forms is a little ridiculous, but I'm like, I still love him.
He's
Like,
even
I'm
more
gonna get it.
ridiculous now in the comic, but that's beside the point.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Rise of Cobra Black Armor figures. Oh, I army built the crap out of those.
Oh yeah, those were great. Iron Grenadiers are coming up this year. I love Goldhead Destro. I'm in. Are you kidding?
So, speaking of Goofy, as soon as if they start doing like that 3-pack of the Cobra Law,
they're doing that. Nemesis Enforcer's coming up this year.
Yeah,
I think he's in a pipeline.
Yeah, Nemesis Immortal.
Oh, why do they call him that? Where did that come from?
I'm guessing it had something to do with copyright.
Yeah, it's licensing rates. It's just licensing.
Yeah, they didn't renew the trademark.
When it came out for like the 25th or like the 50th anniversary or something, that's when they changed his name to Nemesis Immortal.
Oh. Well, I still call it Steel Brigade.
Oh, he's
that's Steel Corps, and I'll keep calling him Nemesis Enforcer because that's his name.
Oh yeah, no, I've known him too long. He's always going to be Nemesis.
Yeah, he's just going to be Enforcer. I'm sorry, I refuse.
Thank you, Zazel. Always so classy.
Thanks,
showing up to promote, man. Awesome. And then Tony Figs, Dreadnoks. I need Torch.
Yeah. So I mean, like clearly they're getting to the Dreadnoks, and there's more coming out this year, and I can't wait because they're going to be awesome, and they have been so good so far.
So you guys don't know this person, but he goes way back for Joe and I. He's one of my army buddies. So I have like nerd buddies and then army buddies. Kind of like you were talking about. You've got like your video game buddies, Max. So one of my army buddies had a kid recently, and he was like, have you seen these G.I. Joe Classified? And I'm like, yeah. But what was funny was he started buying, it was Giles, Joe. So he started buying these, and then he started buying, I know, right? Like, you have to understand this guy is like, anyways, he's like not who you would think would be buying.
He's the 100% opposite one of our friends that would buy a toy.
Yeah. Really great dude, too, right? So, but anyways.
He's a great guy.
And he brought this up, and I'm going to, the reason why I got reminded by this, the complaint is the bad joints and bending guns. So, like, there's some QC issues in there too. Do you all feel that's squeaky wheel syndrome? Like that's the 10%, or do you feel that's like something consistent to the line? And how is that? If it is, how is that not unwavered you?
So it's 4 and up. So you have to meet some certain standards. Marvel Legends guns are the same way. Star Wars stuff is pretty much the same way. It's 4 and up, so you can keep them in a toy aisle. And I get it. That we're collectors, and I don't want a gun that needs Viagra because it's like Peyronie's disease. So, but I think it's just. I think we'll always have to deal with some of it, with just some of the weapons. And here's what you can do: you can complain about it, and that's your right to do. And you want to say it sucks, go for it.
Yeah.
I just find a replacement and get me something that I like better. I don't have time for that crap.
Yeah.
That's me.
Well, and I think the other thing is that we kind of live in this little microcosm of the universe, if you know my feelings. So all of that stuff kind of gets magnified in in the echo chambers that we find ourselves in. So yeah, we have 5 people over here that have something on this figure, or 2 people over there. But yeah, we're a niche of a niche of a niche.
Yeah.
And we're talking about that on YouTube. So let's yeah,
there you go.
Mac, you have any thought on the weak weapons joints?
The only bendy gun that really bothered me was low light sniper rifle, because you put that suppressor on and the barrel starts to dip when you try and get like a nice sniping pose. Like that's really the only one that bothered me. But I'm sorry, I missed who just said it, but yeah, I can go out and get a weapons pack and get the new sniper rifle.
Oh yeah. And Action Force is great for weapons packs, and Gridiron Studios is great for weapons if you have more money to spend on them. And then
Arsenal of Pew Pew.
Yeah, and Marauders has 6-inch.
Arsenal Pew Pews, Jay's Armory,
Mark II Design.
Honestly, my biggest complaint.
I could
go ahead.
Go ahead. I
was going to say. Go ahead, Dom. Go ahead.
Okay. No, you go ahead, Jeff. No, that's funny. The only counterpoint would be that you're spending extra money to replace something that you already paid that 25.5.
Sure, yeah.
I can get that, right? I can understand it, but I'm a huge Marvel Legends fan, and like, I don't know, I guess it's just tolerance at some point. Like I'm okay with something being bendy, or Spider-Man's web things sinking. I'm like, it's okay, I'll just heat it up and bend it back into place. Like, I don't know, it doesn't bother me as much. But I could see the counterpoint of saying, well, I expect extra money to surplus what I got stock. But I don't know.
No, I haven't had any weapons that droop. I've had weapons that came bent wrong, but I heated them up real quick and on a flat table, and then and just kind of just hold it in the right place for 5 seconds, and it's gone.
Buzzer's chainsaw for me came into you.
Yeah,
I did too. Yeah, mine was totally like a snake or something. I got it. But my
chainsaw was fine actually, so that's funny. But and I haven't had the low light problem, Max. So But that being said, I haven't really posed with a sniper rifle a lot, so that's probably on me. But Ryan, I just haven't had an issue with guns unless it's just the initial problem when they first get to me, and then I fix it, and I've never had a problem since.
But I do think we're going to see a lot less of that with the plastic packaging, because now they're going to be supported.
Yeah, it's going to have to be snapped into a plastic. Yeah, it's got to have to be a little tougher.
And then Ryan, I saw you were trying to jump into.
I took low light sniper rifle. I gave that to Shooter. I got rid of Shooter's gun because I just didn't like it, and then I loaded up, my low light with one of my, gridiron guns that I had for it. So,
nice.
Look at that, so good, man.
It's just this is what I wanted. So
I
understand. Like, I don't want something to be janky as I get it out of the package too, but I'm also going to be the one that goes, I hate what this comes with, and I want to swap it up for something else.
Oh yeah, I've definitely made some swaps, but that's just like personal preference. I don't like the giant knobs that came with like the initial Vipers and the initial Troopers that like plugged into their back. So like all of those guns have been stripped off of my dudes. But that's just because I had a giant post sticking off the side of the gun and it bothered me. I'm like, this. I don't care. I didn't care that it was like a futuristic rifle. I just didn't like the plug into the back feature kind of thing.
Yeah, Ray Pass. Yep, just move on. It can be bent back into shape. Yeah, so don't get bent out of shape because your weapon.
Yeah, so my only problem I think so far that's consistent is when they're pinless joints, they are rock solid, and you have to I've had to heat a lot of my newer figures up just to get their knees moving, kind of thing. Ooh. Not all of them, but a lot of them. And if it's a pinned joint, like where the pins are showing, rather. That you typically doesn't. I guess air gets in there, or maybe the oil's lubricating the joint better, or whatever the case may be. But those tend to just move right out of the package. But for me, a lot of the pinless joints are like really locked up when I first get the figure. But that's again, just kind of move the joint a little bit, or get it moving that first time, and it's pretty much not a problem after that. But
I've got two questions from the chat here. So we're hitting 45 minutes. And we want to make sure we do our show, our what you got here. But these are pretty good questions here because I've wondered this too. What do you think about? Do you love the old laser rifle, like the classic green shirt laser rifle?
I love it.
No, Max says no.
I hated the cartoon and everything it brought to the table.
Wow.
I did not like the lasers. I did not like the green shirts. I hated the whole thing.
Well, it's like in the G.I. Joe movie when Hawk is holding that gun and it's discharging shells while he's
right, yeah.
That logic never saw it in the cartoon, but you see it in that one moment.
Listen, maybe it's a battery. Laser energy comes from something, Aaron.
They're batteries. They're all mini batteries.
One-shot batteries.
Yes. You know, a small battery to power each one.
Yeah.
But it
would actually make logical sense.
You tell me where the shells are coming from.
Okay, and then the other question here too was, how do you all feel about Valaverse figures?
I feel like we're being set up.
Yeah, no, it's right. Like going to landmines here, right? So you can answer this like, so for example, like I'll step into this territory. I think they're fantastic. For me, they almost replaced Classified, but like it just came down to spending for me. I think they're great quality. I think some of them are amazing detailed in there too. I think you could say that honestly, whether you like them or not, without there being drama. You know what I mean? Like they're not everyone's bag of tea, or maybe you're having a nostalgia pull, and that should be fair. So safe space. But I'm going to report you.
Go.
What do you got?
All right. Who wants to go first? Rad?
What are we doing?
Just talking about Action Force. How do you like it?
Valaverse.
Well, Action Force?
Valaverse.
Yeah.
I really like what do they call those bee guys? The hive.
Yeah. The swarm. Yeah.
Really cool.
Like it's a great line, and I definitely want to get a few of them, but it doesn't mesh together as well as G.I. Joe does for me. Like it's like army guys and then super futuristic bee guys. And it's like, you know, like G.I. Joe meshes, but I can definitely see, especially that new vehicle they've got coming out there. It's 200.
Yeah.
Just went up for pre-order. I think it's available for pre-order.
Apparently supposed to
figure out if we're going to war or getting groceries. I'm not sure which one we're doing.
Yeah, I don't love it. I'm gonna be honest.
The vehicle, really?
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
I love it. I think it's great.
I think it's super cool. It's just gigantic. It's as big as the His tank, and it's just a Jeep. Yeah. And I don't like. For me, I'm just like, I'd rather. I don't know. I just want something a little smaller. I guess.
Doesn't it have some kind of modular functionality though? Like it comes with, you're supposed to be able to
It's got all kinds of bells and whistles, but yeah, the turret pops out, or you can swap stuff out, and like swap out the guns and change it to like missile launcher pods, or.
But I would use Action Force to bolster my ranks, like for my army building, and like maybe adding new characters. Like, hey, this guy.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I've done. So that's my answer. I like Action Force. I've added some in. I especially like Steel Brigade. I have like a real weird soft spot for the Steel Brigade characters. So I mean, like non-characters rather. So like I got a few of those in the female version and stuff like that. I've gotten a few of the other random Valaverse Action Force figures, but nothing crazy. And they really just assimilated into my G.I. Joe collection. It wasn't like I was starting a separate thing. I was just like adding characters in randomly.
So, that's kind of how I used it originally, was to kind of bolster those, shelves, because they were looking kind of bare. But as soon as that, I'm done now. I mean,
after this year,
don't need it. Don't need it. I don't need the drama, and I don't need the, I don't need the figures that.
There's no drama. You're just buying toys.
You're buying, that's what I'm saying. You should be
buying toys, but unfortunately,
I walked directly away from any of that stuff.
That's the point. I'm not buying toys. That's my money and time is spent elsewhere.
I see.
Ryan, did you ever?
I collect G.I. Joe Classified and Gridiron. So that's
Gridiron.
I did have some Action Force, but I got rid of all my figures. Just had bad experience with everything. But if you like them,
yeah.
You want to buy them and support them, do it. That's what your choice is. Once Monster Force starts hitting, that people are going to be excited about that line.
Oh yeah.
I think AWOC, if you've seen those figures,
they're great.
Those are amazing.
Yeah. I only have one, and I love it to death. But like, Mac, what were you going to say, or what was your thoughts?
I've basically picked and choose from the Action Force. Like the first thing that got me buying Action Force was actually Sergeant Slaughter, because when he signed on with Action Force, I didn't know how long it would be before he showed up with Classified, or if he even would show up with Classified again. And then I got the Steel Brigade figure sitting right here. And recently I just picked up the Series 4 Sniper and Warpath. What's her name?
Yes, Warpath.
Oh yeah, Eclipse.
Yeah, very cool. Yes.
That one, I love it to death. It's so good.
Oh, you have her?
Yeah, she's great.
Okay.
So there's a couple things. Yes, AWOC. Adam had to put a plug into AWOC. Monster Force looks really cool too. AWOC is pretty fun. There's a lot of comments that say, hey, you can mix both. Which I agree, and that's I think that's what I kind of looked at Action Force when it first came out of Valorous. I was like, hey, I don't want Dusty and Falcon. Like, this is cool. It's a cool 6-inch figure, but much like I look at my Classified, I kind of was like, I don't
need these.
Yeah. So both. So mine was fine. But here's one thing that I want to say before we transition, because I actually was chatting with someone privately, and they were talking about certain drama of another place. I'm like, man, like, it is a shame that we have to tiptoe through certain channels or certain products or like topics because there's just drama surrounding it. So
yeah, that is weird.
What I appreciate is that everyone we brought on here to the show, there has never been, and I know we're a small channel, whatever, but we have never had any type of fallouts. We've never had any type of like, oh, he said this, or like, did you hear? And I want to encourage that spirit too. And that's why I'm like being very careful by saying, like, just talk about the toys, right? Like, I will not ever bring into a conversation about
I'm not interested in any of that either.
But I want to use the word attracted, but like, we like those other type of channels, and you all embody that spirit too. Like, I haven't ever seen any like shit talking, I'm gonna swear, it's like shit talking posts from you all guys, or like slander or something like that. I'm like, this is the spirit that you should be having. This is the non-reprisal safe space to just honestly talk about, like Ryan said, like I had them
about the actual toys,
or people like and not having to put the person in front of that lens, right? Like, so not taking it personally. So I appreciate this community. I appreciate all our fans over here too. There are some comments that are going on right now about like, oh, this, that. I would encourage you to just stay away from it. Like, if you don't like drama, don't bring it into the chat either. And we want to harbor that community. So just walk away from it. Like, I'm teaching my son, Steele's like, you see something going on over there, walk the other way. It's the same thing with drama. Just like, zoop. So
and it's I'm glad you bring that up, because it's one of those things that I want to make sure that I don't try to.
Yeah, right.
I avoid it like plague. I mean, literally to the point where it's just like, I think I just won't watch that video. Nope. Just avoid the clickbait. Move on.
On that note, man. I think my main negative takeaway from the Action Force stuff is that the plastic in general just feels like a little more brittle.
Hard. It's really,
it's very hard and stiff plastic, which, I mean, my toys are on the floor a lot with my kids. So like, and they're very young still. So like, I worry about those weapons versus the G.I. Joe weapons that do bend, but like, I'm not worried about them snapping them in half either. So like, there's like, it's kind of a 6 of 1 half kind of thing. But then and also like the body armor is really stiff, so they're losing that in articulation. Like, some of the more recent, like Scrap Iron's a really good example of this, like full body armor, but it's so soft that he can still like bend his abdomen and crunch and like get into positions. And I'm just like, okay, well, so I think Action Force has some improvements to make, and I still really like like the toy line, so, and I'll just integrate it into my Joes, because like that's all I was ever going to do with them in the first place. But if you're a full-on Action Force guy, like, it's fine. That's cool. Go for it. But for me, it's just going to be like, oh, this is a cool new character to put next to Major Blood because she looks crazy or whatever.
It's toys. It's not a team sport, right? So let's just enjoy. I mean, we're middle-aged men and we're playing with action figures. I mean,
it's so fun.
Yes.
It's just toys. At the end of the day, it is just toys.
Yeah,
I don't understand it.
But people are putting their like blood, sweat, and tears, and they're producing a line. So I understand that, right? Like, you put something out there, like I get that, and people are passionate about hobbies. Like, I've seen grown men screaming at a TV screen that while they're watching football. I'm like, bro, you're not on that field, right? Like there's no way you would survive on that field.
Stop,
like,
what are you doing? You're not on the team.
In the way of a Hot Wheels collector. I'm just saying.
Yeah. So like, I understand people's passions, but what I don't appreciate is that when people make it personal, and I can't remember the argument, is when when you attack the person and not the argument, right? So like I just I don't like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But that was it. It was a good point. It's been stewing on my mind for a while, and it disappoints when I hear friends say like, "Oh yeah, this person, kind of like bullied me." I'm like, what are you talking about right now? It was just like the playground. So, but anyways, I appreciate you guys. So let me put it that way.
I wanted to ask you guys about like what you want out of the line and what you think maybe the HasLab will be this year, but we're getting close to the end of the show here, so we really need to show some what you got, I think. And maybe if you want to hear those questions answered, come over to the Patreon After Dark show, and we'll talk more about Classified.
There you go. Yeah. Hey, so I wanted to call out to Ryan. So like, don't take this the wrong way. You're a very quiet type fellow. You're very reserved, but I always appreciate like your quiet wisdom that you bring into the chats too. So I feel like sometimes you may get walked on by like more boisterous people like me, like I'm very loud and animated, but I always appreciate like you're like direct to the point. Like I like Gridiron, I like Classified. Anyone can buy what they do. So I've always appreciated that about you. Just want to let you know. This is my New Year's resolution is to support people, I guess. So, all right. Okay, yeah, sorry for bullying you. Yes, so talking about bullying. All right, let's show some toys of the week or what you got, guys. Do you have some cool
what you got for the week? Hey Dom, what you got over there, Dom?
Well, I want to see these other guys who are like throwing. Well, all right, here we go.
Aaron's jumping up right away.
You got his camera? There you go. Oh yes!
Oh, yes, I thought that was an AWOC figure. Yes. Now I see what it is. Yeah. That guy's incredible.
Oh, I love that.
Why is he in the
10% off coupon? It was just. Yeah.
Is that Fury Toys or is that Fury?
And then,
or whatever?
Of course, Ross with its $4.99 special.
I would buy that for $4.99.
$4.99. I'll take one of those.
Noom, there are people in the community. They're sitting here
on Sunday.
Make sure to follow all these gents. They are
Mutton Junkyard
opening.
Yeah,
no, that's
Mutton
very cool.
Why
is that tiger still in the box?
Well, maybe he hasn't had time yet.
I'll open him on Saturday.
Oh man, he's gorgeous.
It's really again someone mentioned the animals way back and we didn't discuss it, but I think there's I think Nagahide and the Boar is coming out this year, and I think there's already like theoretical like, oh, maybe it's this guy or maybe it's this person with an animal, but I think there's more animals. But man, they've been impressive. I didn't get the Resolute Snake Eyes, but I almost bought them just for the white wolf, just so I can have another wolf. I'm just like, I need another timber because it's such a good sculpt.
Mr. Wonderful, I would love to talk about this Joy Toys, and I may have some for my What You Gots too. So, okay. Who else has got some sweet pulls for this week? Let's check it out.
You guys got?
Despite me cracking the joke about it looking like the Rocky Horror lips, I picked up the Mezco 112 Destro because Amazon had it on sale for $60.
There you go.
Oh,
there you go.
Haven't opened
I wish
it
I
yet.
bought mine for $60 because they're amazing toys.
I love the Mezco 112 line, and I haven't opened it yet, but I was like, this is the first Joe, right? This is the first.
Yeah, it's the first one. Yeah.
Released.
Roadblock's out, but that's it.
And I have Storm Shadow and Snake Eyes on pre-order. And because, Dom, I know you love swords in your army figures, right?
Yeah. Dude. Dom loves the ninjas. It's so fun. I was giving Dom
crap
bad words about mocking the G.I. Joe ninjas every time I'd be like, I got another ninja. He's like, oh, a ninja. And then he'd like the next week he's like, look at this Daredevil and all these hand ninjas I got. I'm like,
he fights ninjas. He's not in a battlefield where people have machine guns.
Exactly.
Like it's completely different.
It doesn't matter.
Who brings a sword to who brings a sword to a gunfight? Ain't gonna work.
I don't use them that way, so I don't
just
care.
Saying. Somebody's getting pink misted.
I'm getting all of the ninjas, including Scarlet and Tabang.
I almost bought that cool Shadow Tracker one. Oh, go ahead, Ryan.
I was never a fan of the Ninja Force stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't a fan of Tiger Force or Python Patrol.
Yeah.
But again, when you're coming out in these classified, I'm like, oh, I want that one. I want that one.
I just picked up a third Python Patrol Trooper just because it was in Target when I was there. I was like, I'll take another one. I'll have another one. I don't know what's wrong with 3.
Resolute. So that's a whole nother.
Yeah, man, that's another thing. If Classified starts dipping into those other lines, man, or those other imaginations of the characters,
Oh,
It's coming. They'll do Pursuit of Cobra and Classified before too long too.
oh my God, Mr. Wonderful. You spent a ton of money. Oh, so Boyang was on sale. I saw that. Oh man, some great hauls there, buddy. Okay, who else got something?
Brad, you got anything this week?
Yeah, I do actually. I recently got my Morphonauts.
Oh,
Prototype.
unpainted
Oh,
prototype.
look at that.
I wanted them unpainted. Don, you're gonna love this bike, dude. Check this bike out that he sent me.
Ooh,
Oh, man, that's
wow.
awesome.
Wow,
That is nice.
man.
People
So-
are talking about dreadnought bikes. I'm like, that's what I want. I don't
Dude.
want a regular motorcycle.
Well, that was
I want like Thunder Machine, Mad Max motorcycles for the dreadnoughts.
he sent me a whole bunch of just random parts. I wanted for my 118 setup. I wanted the Grogu in his Mandalorian armor and stuff. So he sent me that. He sent me all the Ninja Turtles. He sent me Bear Guy. He sent me another guy. Like, holy cow, man! I'm gonna have so much
Very
fun.
cool.
Like, yep. But I'm gonna take this Bear Guy and I'm gonna make a custom Marvel Legends Ursa Major out of him. I think.
So
Oh.
the backer kit just went up today, and I was sitting with my boys. I'm like, all right, which ones are we gonna choose, man? I'm really excited about those. I love,
Oh,
very
dude.
excited about that line.
And they feel good in hand too. Like they're sturdy
that's
and
awesome.
like,
Yeah.
no complaints so far.
How much do you guys love this thing?
Oh,
Oh yeah.
it's so
What
much
kind of
fun.
flex is that? Joe, there's
How
no
much do you
time.
love it?
There's no. Hold on, Mac. Hold on. We'll get you, Mac. Hold on. All right,
Okay.
Mac's turn now. Mac, go ahead. Go ahead, Mac.
Oh,
Yeah.
look at
Oh,
that guy. Look at that guy.
Ryan. Okay, here we go.
I would have to
Ryan.
dig mine out of the Dio. So
Here we go. Yeah.
Yeah, but does yours have those? Mine does.
Yeah, I
Oh,
saw
no,
you
no,
do that.
I don't have a ball sack hanging off the end of my head. That's for sure.
So
Wait,
collectively,
Mac,
that
what
was
did you
sweet.
have? What Star Wars figure did you have up in there?
Oh, that's
Collectively-
the Purge Trooper Nutcracker.
I know.
nice.
It's the one that
Yeah,
Dominic wanted.
nice.
sadly, it works. I don't know how it works, but it works.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah. I also noticed you still have your Christmas tree up, which is awesome because so do I. So that's good. So no shame, man. Okay.
All my stuff, except for the outside stuff, which is more hilarious and embarrassing, is gone. Except the outside of my house is still decorated, and the neighbors are probably like, "What's going on, man?"
Mr. Wonderful's his tank is still in his box. He's thinking about doing a giveaway. That is pretty cool. Speaking of drama, all the Facebook forums about like calling people pores for not getting it, the scammers. I'm just like, guys, like just walk away.
Oh,
from
no.
this. Like, it's
Let's not
ridiculous.
even discuss it.
Yeah. So
Buy the his tank
collectively-
if you can. I didn't
Yeah.
get the Dragonfly. I just didn't have the cash. You know, like it was just not like it's not that I didn't even want it per se. It was just like
Yep.
my want versus cash flow for other figures at the time, and all the pre-orders I had smashing my mailbox at
Maybe
the time
count
was
at the
just
same
too
time,
much,
yeah.
man. Yeah.
Collectively, that was $900. It was just displayed in this.
Yeah,
screen
that
right
was
there.
insane.
Yeah. So,
Um,
and did anyone get the fire teams as well? The
Yeah,
I,
six-
have,
yeah,
I
there you
actually have a set over there that just came in today. I have
Oh, there you
So
go.
did mine. Yeah.
and then I have another set that I already got. I went ahead and ordered the second one because I like the first one so much.
You know what? I wasn't
'cause
going to
I
get
needed,
it
you know,
because I was.
I
like,
just needed more
that's
figures,
creepy.
right? I needed more figures to fit
Yeah.
to my
Speaking
got
of fire
the-
teams, I got these guys right here.
Man,
Yeah.
you still have your top 10 set up? That's
No,
awesome.
that's not top 10, Dom. That's just GI Joe classified.
Oh, wow.
Let's do this setup here,
Oh, perfect.
or maybe this one. No,
No.
this one. No, this one. That's good.
It's all right. We're just burning airtime here. Nothing better than burning airtime. Hit like
Well,
and
here you go.
subscribe.
It's my GI Joe classifieds.
Man.
Nice.
Man.
So Hawk came out recently. Shockwave, Wolf Spider's back here. Nunchuck, a ninja, Dom.
Oh, perfect. I almost got that ninja. He's really cool.
He's awesome.
Who's the female with the mask? I almost got her. She looks so cool.
Oh, I got that
Oh,
figure.
Pythona, yeah.
That's a great figure.
Not
Yeah.
Pythona. Wait, is it
Vipera.
Vipera.
Right.
Pythona's from, Nemesis Enforcer place.
Cobra
I
Lab.
mean, Immortal. That's what I meant to
I-
say. What did I say?
Pirates called you a dad. That's a weird mistake. It's like calling your teacher mom.
Yeah, so Nunchuck came in. Mutton Junkyard just got here. Like,
Look at that
speaking of how
torpedo.
cool the animals are, man. Like, man, this is
Yeah.
crazy good in articulation.
They do great.
Awesome.
Yeah. They do
And I love
great.
the little body armor. Like that's a nice touch. Like the dog actually going into the military. So
you guys do know if you have mutt that Marauders has, I think it's like $2.
Yeah.
You can get a Mac 10 and like little bones for mutton junkyard.
I saw that. I saw that. That's really cool. Yeah.
He came in.
I love Ripper. There's the
Ripper's so
update.
good, dude. Come on. Like Ripper came in, Shadow Tracker came in. So many came in.
Thank you very much.
Shadow
Tony.
Tracker's awesome. I
Appreciate
love the mask just clings to the face. It's crazy. And like it doesn't fall off in the slightest.
Yeah.
Like I was a little like, how well is that going to stay on? And you can swap these out and it just doesn't go anywhere. Like it's except when I fall off like that.
Yeah.
But like
I
I mean you can if you put it on right, like I'm doing now, like you can that's pretty crazy that just hugs his face sculpt that well. And you can swap them out so easily. The actual face sculpt's amazing.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't realize he was
crazy.
that ugly.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's an incredible sculpt on that guy.
On the pictures, I thought that was a third mask. I didn't realize that was actually his face.
So that's
Yet.
I thought that as well. I was like, but I noticed you never saw his real face, and I was like, are they just showing the masks or?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
What else do we got here? What else is new? Dom, you want to show what you got? I got more.
Yeah, you do.
Those are just the Joes. No, I just set this up for the classified discussion, but I didn't feel like putting it on screen while we were talking.
That's pretty fancy. Yeah, sure. I got a couple of thingies here.
Oh, and I said I wasn't going to buy it, but I did, and because it's in Target and it was just in front of me, so I got another pod, and I wanted a second one, and I wasn't going to get the Python one. I was just going to get another regular one, and then I was like, you know what? It's here right in front of me at Target. So what? Why would I not? Why wouldn't I? But yeah, got that guy.
Joe, did you ever get a meal?
I did. I did not. You asked me about that a million years ago. I didn't get a meal. All right. We'll talk at the end. We'll talk in between shows.
Trouble levels are fun. Yeah, yes, but
I mean the trouble levels are fun. They're fun.
All right, Joe, grab my.
There you go. Uh-oh. I got it. Go ahead.
Shit. Okay, so last time when Adam was on, I had problems with my lights, so I went ahead and just got some more light here, and some more. Hold on, I got some even more lights here. There we go. I got even more, and then one
that
more
looks good.
light.
That looks good right there.
There we go. Yeah, good. Yeah, so I'm just gonna hold these. No, so I got this cool Marauder figure from Steven, and he actually recreated a pilot. So he recreates Titan fall characters from Marauder, and he replicated this in Red Tarantula's colors, which are part of our videos.
Oh, cool.
So I have now his character that he made to model off of Titan. I almost said Titan AE, Titanfall, but into my reality. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Titan AE.
Titan AE. Yeah,
no one remembers but you.
It's really good.
We were just talking about that movie the other day.
And then I got another. So speaking of Joe bashing me for ninjas, here's a ninja from Delta 17.
Oh, come on.
But I got this one for Finn because it's a ninja, it's a robot, and his hands can unplug. And the reason why he's in the box is because I want to video Finn opening it, because their reactions when they open toys, they have such great insights, and like they find stuff out that they're like, "Oh, Dad, check this out." I'm like, I didn't know and wouldn't have thought. So it's pretty cool. So this is for Finn. He's really excited about it. He saw it, and I was like, no. You have to wait until I get a camera. He's like, oh, so that's pretty fun. And then I finally started getting in these. He's gonna fall, but they included stands with these.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So, and these, by the way, these are the army builders from Joy Toy for this year. They are way better than last year's. Like,
that's why I've been hesitating. I'm glad to hear you say that.
They're so good. They move smoothly. They have finishes on the paint. I don't have the fragility like we did last time. I already started swapping heads out and stuff. I've had no breaks. I feel they feel way better and not cheap, and they keep going on sale for like $15 on Amazon. So
I'm definitely gonna get some now that you say
They're
that.
great.
My hesitation was how brittle they felt last year.
No,
and I was
none
just
of
like,
that.
is it worth it really? You know?
No, these are great, especially when they go on sale for $15. They're so good. Like my boys and I were just debating which of the next like squad we're gonna build up here, so they're fun. But speaking of brittle, and this actually, talking about maturity, like I am still talking to the company about this because I want to be mature about it, but I'm pretty upset. I got my Terminator, but immediately his arm snapped right out of the package. And these went up in price. These are $10 more than last year. And so and what's weird is
what was that, Mac?
They're like 50 now, aren't they? Or
they are 50, and it's hollow.
Wow.
They're not thick like thick boys like the last ones. They're like a hollow, almost like it's a model you put together. So like this glove is hollow. This is all hollow here, and it's a more brittle plastic. So all I did was
so what did you do? Just like flex the arm upwards or something?
No, it's got. I'm afraid to do on this side, but it has a weird, instead of like a bicep swivel.
All we can see is your wrist.
Arm.
But yeah,
hold on. I'm trying to. He's so big though. I'm trying to like get him in the camera. So underneath here, he's got a shoulder swivel and not a bicep swivel. So I went to turn this, and this is a casing that closes around, and one piece of the casing popped off. And yes, it's an easy glue fix, but I was like, that's really disappointing. So I contacted McFarlane. I was like, hey man, like Todd himself. I was like, hey man, your toy broke on me. And
just text message, not even an email. Hey Todd.
Hey, Mackie. But, I was like, I included the pictures, and they responded immediately saying, please send pictures. And I was like, well, please see my earlier email with the pictures. And then they got back to me. They said, well, because it's out of the package, we can't replace it. I was like, wait, what?
What?
I was like, what? So
I guess they have no way of knowing if if you took it out of the package and just chucked it onto the floor.
So it's still kind of disappointing me a little bit. And I was like, and I haven't responded yet, because I want to be adult about it and be like, hey, my toy broke. But like I honestly was very disappointed about that. Like it's a cool figure, and like I was very excited about it. So I don't know if it's bad customer service, because they did respond. They said we can give you a discount back or something like that. But I was like, this is a $50 figure that broke immediately. So I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it.
You've got this, but I've been rounding out my 112 X-Men, and my wife got me this for our anniversary, actually, because that's how well she knows me. So I hadn't never pulled the trigger on Cyclops for some reason. I have Wolverine and Gambit and Magneto, and I've just been like slowly putting together the X-Men for 112. So Cyclops is now there, and I love that.
That won't mend my broken heart about my Terminator, by the way. So
it won't.
That's not making me feel any
this
better.
Might. Yeah. So this is what I got for Christmas from my wife. And I
fucking wow! What did you say? What? This is an After Dark?
Love this toy. I mean, the 3-0 toys on the untransformable Transformers are fantastic, and this one is no slouch in that department. And just the movability in these things is crazy. Like he has double jointed elbows. Like look at the elbow crunch on them. Like that's insane. Like you would never imagine that he could do this, like kind of thing. Like that's. But yeah, sorry. Yeah, not all of my what you gots are classified. Yeah. But yeah, this is just he's fantastic, and I have a huge soft spot for that movie. It's probably one of my favorite movies of all time, live action or not, kind of thing. But yeah, he's just ridiculously detailed and amazing. And one of the things I was like, what about those arm cannons he has? They are there, but also this hinges out of the way. Like they're there the whole time. It's just behind more armor. And I'm like, the little pieces they have that move. I was really impressed with Bumblebee when I got him, and then Optimus had like kind of these hip pieces that move out of the way. Just didn't really work on Optimus, and I was a little skeptical on how they would work for the rest of the larger figures. But Hot Rod is no slouch in that department. And if you move his legs, they just move out of the way, and you can do all this articulation. And then the second you're done, you just go whoop, and it's back down to where it was. And it's awesome, man. He is spectacular on so many levels. It's not even funny. He will worth the insane price points on these 3-0 toys, man. But
that's awesome.
That's what you got from my end.
Yeah. Anybody else got any last shots here before we're gonna? So don't forget, for members and patrons, we're gonna transition over to the After Dark here, roughly 10:30, because we gotta go tinkle, refill our drinks and stuff. So
Yeah,
but anybody else
gotta
got
tinkle.
any cool polls they want to show off? Oh, Ryan's got something.
Hell.
What is that?
So this is one of the drones.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, is this from Gridiron?
Yep. So
Yeah, that's amazing. That new stuff that they've got coming out is so good.
Yeah. So I picked up what do they call it? The M44, and then I had to get this one. So I got one for Christmas and one for my birthday. And
Nice.
then I have this really cool friend who is just one of the most amazing people that I know.
It's
and
me.
He made me a custom figure.
Oh,
So
wow.
This is a Dreadnought bat. And that very awesome person is Aaron.
Oh, cool.
So I don't know if you can see, but his visor, that is actual gold leaf.
No way.
So
Wow.
That is amazing.
Actual gold leaf.
Now, did you
Yeah.
try the glow in the dark and the chest plate? Because if you take the chest plates off, you got to
Aaron.
glow in the dark. It works.
Also, it tunes to your Alexa, and you can.
Yeah, he didn't. You don't know that, but if you
Yeah.
remove the backpack and flip on the switch, he listens to everything you say.
yeah. So this is.
Oh wow! Wait, Joe, blow that up.
Oh,
my,
jeez. Yeah, hold on.
Wait, hold on. We gotta show that again, Ryan. Come on. Come on. I'm glad we held this for last, by the way. Yes.
Wow.
That's
What?
really cool.
Oh man.
So
Aaron, what have you done?
this
You know
is one
what?
of the grails of my
I got
collection right
cheap
now.
glow in the
So,
dark paint and went to town.
That is awesome. Sweet custom figure. Good work, Aaron. Very jealous, Ryan.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Really cool.
Cool.
Also, Mac, I'm really mad that you got that Destro for $60.
Well,
I mean, it's still there on Amazon. You could get another one.
I already have it. Why would I get another one?
Also, I showed this comment but didn't say anything to it. Thank you very much,
yeah.
Famine,
Hey, thanks, Famine.
Yeah, it's completely like showed that, and then I don't want to interrupt anybody too. Like, really appreciate that too. And Steven does this fun thing where he gifts a random member every time we have a stream and membership. I think he gave it to Zazel, which is funny. So again, members, patrons, you can go over there, and he showed the fancy little emojis that Joe worked on for the chats too. So really cool.
Oh,
So,
cool.
all right. Well, hey, so pretty sure all of you have concluded you love it. You're going to stick with it no matter how wrong you are. But that's, I really, I like,
mean, Wisdom's own his tanks.
yeah.
So I mean, like, there's pretty zero chance that we're
made
like,
a
we're
mistake,
done.
right? Yeah. So, hey, thanks all for being on here. We're gonna close soon, but I'm gonna give you guys a last final shout out here. We'll just go with Payne. You got anything you want to plug or anything you want to say really quick before we transition out?
I hope everybody has a good night. And if you be anything, be kind.
And go watch his channel and
Yeah,
everyone's
yeah.
channel. Everyone's channel links are in the description below, by the way. But yeah,
You can
please
watch it.
please go watch our guest channels as well.
But invest time. That's what you're going to be doing.
Yeah, I love YouTube's up at on my side screen at work all day long. I just keep adding things to the queue.
I wish I could have access to that. Rad, what you got?
Yeah, I guess you can tune in tomorrow night. Check out WMC. We got Border Station X on. We're gonna do some shout outs, stuff like that, the typical Friday night thing. So yeah, come on over and check it out.
That's awesome. I almost made it on that last Friday. I was like, hey, I think I can come. And then my wife got called into work to go sub. And I was like, of course you did. Of course. Then one night
Of course
I
you did.
On
On the
I always
one
try
night
to be
I
on that
needed
show,
you.
man. Yeah. Matt,
How dare you?
Oh, just hey, good night, everybody. Thanks for tuning in, and Dom, Joe, thanks for having me. This was awesome.
Thanks for coming,
Really
man.
cool.
Also,
Really cool being on there.
apparently Max got a lot of GI Joe content coming this year for the anniversary, so we'll see what he does. We'll all be checking it out. Pressure's on, Mac.
I also want to say thanks for tuning into Fox 11 Smooth Jazz. That's what I want you to sign off at the end. So, Ryan, what you got?
Just want to say, everybody in the Joe community, the toy tubers, even with some of the drama mamas out there, I think we've got one of the best communities out there. Look out for your Joe bros and sisters. If you know that somebody's struggling with something, struggling with mental issues, whatever it is, make sure you're saying hello to them. Let them know that it's okay. Just keep in touch with one another. We're moving into 2024, and just thank you everyone for being as cool as you've all been. So thanks.
Right. That's what I'm talking
Finer
about.
words have never been
That's
said.
what I'm saying, man. In fact, those should be the